All right, Pisces. So this is going to probably be my most important tarot reading that I do for you this year, because I pulled some of your cards right now, and this is a social reading. All right, but this is not like, it could be about love with someone that you do love here, but spirit is trying to warn you about somebody. Spirit, you know, God, your spirit guide, ancestors, what you align with, Pisces, they're trying to warn you about the devil. And I don't want you to be freaking out right now, Pisces, and be like, oh my gosh, Velka, who is it? Like, girl, to me, Pisces, the message that I get is that you are interacting with that devil already. So to me, you already see the devil for what it is. But for whatever the reason is, there's a sense of like addictive energy, this sense of where no matter what you do, this like you always end up repeating the same pattern with either that person or another person, but it exudes the same type of traits. This easily could be the sense, Pisces, of where it's like maybe you grew up in a family filled with narcissists, and so you end up in this cycle where you constantly attract narcissistic people, or people who have very strong narcissistic traits here. And so your spiritual team is sitting here, Pisces, and they're like, hey, like, we see you getting caught up in this loop here with somebody that you clearly obviously care about, and they care about you, Pisces. All right, I'm not going to dismiss the love aspect, the emotions here, but sometimes when two people care so much about one another and neither one knows how to maturely handle it or to be the one to pull the plug, it's like two people who care so much but both are unwilling to pull the plug. It gets into this weird cesspool-esque type of thing here. Like, I feel as if there's someone in your life, whoever this devil is, part of what makes them a devil is like, it's not as if they want to be in a nuisance. And I'm not saying that you're dating like an antichrist, or that you're friends or a family with an antichrist, Pisces, obviously. But I feel like why you've been so patient with this devil, someone that is just very self-sabotatory or just problematic in whatever way that fits for you in your life. The reason why they are like that is because you can just see the baggage that they've brought along. Like, maybe you've gone through a hard life, but you know, and this might be problematic of me to say, Pisces, sure, they've gone through a hard life, but who hasn't? It's more unlikely that you talk to someone that hasn't had a traumatic or has had a bunch of trauma in their past than you know, it's just something like everyone is a victim. Like, everyone has circumstances that happen to them that are not that lovely. But the fact of the matter is, Pisces, including you, but you don't choose to be a bad person. You don't choose to be a bitch. Maybe you are, but it's like we make our own choices here, Pisces, and this person is making their choices as well. They have their baggage, but it's like they don't want to see it. To them, with this Knight of Swords and this Five of Wands, Pisces, this is very much so dealing with somebody that they're trying to grow. They have their good days with that Knight of Swords. So maybe there's some days where it's like this friend, this family member, like you really get along with them. And it's like you're reminded of why you keep them in your life. And then there comes the bad days, the immature communication, Pisces, the having a lot of thoughts and feelings but not vocalizing it, but when they do finally vocalize it, they start projecting onto you, rather than if they were to have just spoken up sooner, then it wouldn't have been a problem. Because that's something I feel like you're dealing with quite a bit here, Pisces. It's as if, like, because you have such a tender heart, because you are able to see the potential in certain folks and see how they became the person that they are, and you're just, I don't know, maybe it's just the southerner in me, Pisces, but it's like, I just want to say, like, bless your heart. Like, I feel like you look at them and you're like, oh, bless their heart. Like, kind of like the stereotypicals, like, I can change them, I can change her, I can change him, I can make them love me in the way that I need to be loved. But you can tell a horse that it's water, but it's up to the horse to decide to drink it, or to decide to trust you enough to do it. And I kind of see with this person here that it's like a one-way street, Pisces, where it's like you put in all this effort, you communicate so well, like you really have evolved, like worked on yourself to make this situation the best possible. but it still just isn't enough because they're not doing their part. They don't work on their own communicate. Like, I really get this sense of where it's like, especially with that Page of Swords and this Five of Cups, it's like when you guys are not talking, instead of, it's like during the times where y'all like maybe fight or just are not talking, during this precious time where you might be reflecting on how you could have improved with this situation, Pisces, or, you know, just again, like your own personal journey with it, they take that silence as a place of like obsessively just focused in on it, right? Instead of doing the inner work, they just pay hyper attention to you to further feed into the narratives that they've already created in their own head, Pisces, that they have no interest in changing. Because that's a message that some of y'all may not want to hear, Pisces, and it's okay if you want to click off, my friend, right? I'm here for your breakthrough. I'm not here to just tell you some fluffy stuff, Pisces. I've been reading tarot cards for over 12 years, and so while, yes, I'll talk about the good things you're manifesting, I'm going to talk about the bad things as well as things you can avoid, how you go from point A to point B so you actually have some positive results in your life. All right. And so what I see for you right now, Pisces, is like you're giving so much of yourself into a bucket with holes in it. And then you're blaming yourself for not giving enough. And then you're blaming yourself for like all these things when it's just a bucket with holes in it. And you can just leave it for what it is, Pisces. Who cares how that bucket got holes? They can mend themselves. You don't have to fix them. We are way too grown, Pisces. It's a full-time job to live our own life. We are way too grown to help raise other folks that should know better. And if you do choose to help those people, bless your heart. Once again, Pisces, like you would be the type of person that would just be so invested in people because you see their potential, because you see where they came from, because you can relate, because you went through worse. Pisces, I guess where my frustration lies with you is that is the situation worth it? Sure, you can care about them, but the reality is you just deserve so much better, Pisces. I see you in this place where this person just doesn't want to change, no matter how much they try to, you know, it's like bless their heart, but like they need some therapy. Honestly, Pisces, I just see so much baggage. There's so much that before you came in the picture, Pisces, there was already so much wrong with this person. I don't want to say wrong with them, but there's like, they had so much that they have to figure out that this person was not ready for a relationship. All right. This person was not ready to have a friendship. This person was not ready to work on their family issues. They may want to at some point in time, maybe even deep down they can acknowledge, right, where they could do better. But it's like this is just not in their capacity right now. They're real. I don't know. There's this sense of where it's like someone is not going to change. And so you need to change, be the change by you taking yourself out of the equation, because I see you are doing yourself a disservice in this, Pisces. I see you doing yourself a disservice. Like you are way too good for this person here. All right. And so enough about this energy here. Let's see what it is that you are manifesting, what it is that you are creating right now, Pisces. All right. I know we went into this pretty heavily at first, but yeah, hopefully that first part gave you some guidance. And let's just see, now that you have a new focus and allocated your energy, are starting to allocate your energy properly, let's see what starts to come into fruition here. Hanged Man. All right. So before you even see this, Pisces, and you're like, oh, does this mean that person's going to actually change eventually? I mean, sure they will, but this is about you, Pisces. Hanged Man comes in where you have a change in perspective as well. You have a wake-up call in your life. And what happens after you have that wake-up call? Ace of Cups. The right person actually comes along. Ace of Cups is new love. Opportunity starts to finally find you, where before you were having a lot of financial struggles, it's going to be taken care of. Ace of Cups can also represent opportunities. Ultimately, it just represents your heart chakra opening up here, but it's unable to open in the current environment with the current people that you're dealing with. Your heart doesn't open up with, even though you may feel as if it does. You might have those moments where you're being breadcrumbed, Pisces, of where you're reminded with this double where it's like, oh yeah, this is why I was friends with them. This is why I talked to them, right? They always find their way, Pisces. All right. And so I see you in this place of where you are working on your projects. The closer you are to having a breakthrough when it comes to your projects, the closer you are to having a breakthrough on your projects, the more apparent this devil's going to try to make his last ditch effort to be relevant in your life, is what I'm hearing. And then 8 of Wands coming in here. Fast forward movement. I see travel in here in your future. I feel like that's pretty unrelated, but keys to your apartment. What is that? It's like I'm being shown like you are turning like the keys to your apartment. So I don't know if you're planning a move or if that's like on your vision board. Maybe you recently put that on your vision board, Pisces, but it's like turning the keys to your own apartment. And then the King of Wands, and then the Star card coming in here. Yeah, Pisces, life starts really getting good for you when you get rid of that devil here. All right. But there is the sense for you, Pisces, of where you got to stop trying to fix devils. All right. When you see a devil, instead of seeing that and being like, oh, well, how did they become a devil? You know, what made them become the way that they are? You know, stop it. When you see a devil, go the other way, or just don't acknowledge it or engage with them. Focus on your own stuff here, Pisces, because this reading here, I'm noticing this is like an all-consuming energy. This person is, right? This is taking up girl, I like bit my lip. This is taking up the majority of your tarot reading, talking about this person that God is trying to have you avoid, Pisces. So what is the choice that you're going to be making? Are you going to allow this person who is not even willing to put in the personal work, who is severely immature? Like, I get very irrational. Like, is this person really worth it? Just because they're family doesn't mean you have to talk to them. Just because you love them, and because you've been with this person in a relationship with them, just because you might be married to them and committed to them at one point, doesn't mean that's a life sentence, Pisces. All right. So that's the tarot reading that I have for you today. Hopefully something in here resonated, and I'll talk to you later, darling. If you want to book a private tarot reading with me, Pisces, you can look at my website linked down below to book a one-on-one, SimplyVelca.com, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, Pisces.